Hello good people, this is Shankar from Music Production Hub. Today we are going to unbox the Kali Audio LP6 V2 studio monitors. We have a studio placement guide comes within the box. Kali recommends to place the monitors vertically for the best performance. It is good to place the studio monitors on dedicated monitor stands than on a desk. We are using the Ultimate Support studio monitor stands for the Kalis. In our previous video about the studio monitors under 50,000, we had discussed the Kali LP6 version 1 in detail. Within that price range, the performance of the Kali LP6 V1 was very impressive. When the Kali LP6 V2 was released, I bought a pair for my studio. I have been using the Kalis for recording and music production for the last 9 months. I have been getting a clear and transparent sound from the studio monitors. Many of my students have purchased Kali LP6 V2 for their home studio setup after listening to the performance in my studio. Today we are unboxing the Kali LP6 V2 purchased by 2 of our students. By the way, the studio monitor stand comes in 3 pieces. A top plate, a center pole and a bottom feet. Allen key and the connecting screws are provided within the package. Ensure that while assembling the stands, you don't over tighten the screws which can damage the threads. Okay, back to studio monitors. We have chosen the monitors because of its ideal size. As the monitors comes with 6.5-inch woofers, it provides a punchy bass and ample volume. In addition to this, the monitor has different inbuilt settings to correct the issues rising out of monitor placement and room modes. These are ideal for those who want to run the production setup in a limited space. If you want to get a good sound out of any studio monitors that you are using, you need to treat the room acoustically. Even if the studio monitors are good, it can't perform well in a reverberant and reflective room. So the solution is good studio monitors, proper placement in an acoustically treated room will give you the best performance. I recommend you to use a good pair of headphones as secondary monitoring. The stand has been assembled. Let's take out the monitors from the cover. There is no physical difference between the LP6 V1 and V2. But the LP6 V1 was notorious for its high self-noise, which was audible even with moderate volume. In the V2 version, Kali used a newer amplifier design and reduced the noise by 12 decibels. We can fix the 4 sticky rubber feet which comes with the Kali. I always recommend to use a monitor isolation pad whether you are using the studio monitors on the stands or desk to avoid the unnecessary resonances. Kali LP6 V2 has a good build quality and definitely looking gorgeous. The speaker has a two-way design with a 6.5-inch woofer and 1-inch textile dome tweeter. The woofer has a dual-layer voice coil. You can see the 3D image waveguide on the tweeters. It has a Class D amplifier design with 40 watts each, a total of 80 watts. The front port design has helped to reduce boundary effects from the rear wall. Kali has provided dip switches to calibrate the monitors for your room. Let us see how the dip switches are working. In the first option, if you have placed the monitors half a meter or more from the wall on a studio monitor stand, down the first 3 dip switches. In the second option, if you have placed the monitors within half a meter from the wall on a studio monitor stand, put the first dip on up position and 2-3 on down position. In the third option, if you are placing the monitors very close to the wall, put the first and third dip switches on down and second on up. The fourth settings are for those who use the monitors on a mixing console desk. Put the first and second dip switches on up and third on down. In the fifth option, when the studio monitors are placed on the table and the table has a half a meter or more distance from the wall, put the first and second dip switches on down and third on up. Next, if the distance is below 0.5 meters, 1-3 up and second down. In the close to wall settings on table, first dip on down position and second and third up position. In the 8th option, if you are using studio monitors on a desk with a stand, 1-2-3 dips on up position. Next, we have 4 and 5 dip switches which are used to trim the low frequency. We can adjust plus or minus 2 dB accordingly. This is a useful option when we put the monitors on close to wall. The 6 and 7 dip switches are assigned for the high frequency trim. Similar to the low frequency, we can adjust plus or minus 2 dB here. The last dip switch 8 is assigned for the RCA input on and off. RCA input can act as antenna, so if you are not using the input, switch off it. You can see the 8 dip switches in the blue color background. Please verify the provided diagrams on the monitor before adjusting the dip switches. Next, there is a volume knob. Kali recommends to put the knob in the 0 dB position and adjust the volume on the audio interface or the monitor controller. When the left-right monitors are placed differently, we can use this volume knob to compensate. Next, on the input section, we have 3 different inputs. First, we have an unbalanced RCA input with minus 10 dBV sensitivity. We can use this to connect laptops, mobile phones and CD players. Next, we have balanced TRS input with plus 4 dBu sensitivity. We can also use unbalanced TS connections. Lastly, we have a balanced XLR input with plus 4 dBu sensitivity. For the studio purpose, we use TRS to XLR input from the audio interface to monitor. Next, we have an automatic switching IEC input. Near that, we have a power switch. Okay, these are the rear side options on the Kali LP6 V2. These are one of the best monitors in the 40,000 price range. By the way, LP stands for Project Lone Pine. Right now, the monitors have been paired with the Antelope Discrete Synergico audio interface. The Discrete Synergico has high-end converters on its monitor outputs. I am getting a detailed sound with good stereo imaging from the monitors. Comparing with the other high-end studio monitors which I am using in the studio, the Kali LP6 V2s are providing a good sound output. I recommend these monitors for studio recording and music production. It will never fail your mixes too. Okay, we are winding up the short review of Kali LP6 V2. I hope this video was informative. See you with a new content on next video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.